There's so much going on in the garden.
It's really an outdoor community center, and lots of things can take place there.
You see so many different things in the plot, so many different types of things being grown.
Yeah, it's just really fun. You get to get dirty and plant stuff.
The sharing of vegetables, the sharing of gardening techniques, friendships that are built here.
It's just like working with a family. It's nice. You got somewhere to go when you want to go enjoy yourself. You come out to this garden, you sit down and have a good, nice conversation, work the garden.
Me gusta por el arte de cultivarlo, de verlo crecer, que se ve bonito y para comer.
It's a great thing. It really does bring people together.
The culture and the art and people and customs all come together to make a difference.
All over the country, Garden Mosaics is bringing generations and cultures together, teaching scientific concepts and practices.
So I think we're going to probably need to go do a little bit of research back at that corporate extension.
And nurturing an awareness of social justice and community action.
Oh, this one goes in the center. Yeah, this one goes in the center.
Garden Mosaics offers an array of programs and activities for young people and adults to carry out in their own communities. Activities are suitable for community, home, or school gardens. The program offers people of all ages the chance to learn about science, gardening, and each other.
I see those beans on the fence. I like to tell people about them because anytime anybody eats some of those beans, they want more.
The neighborhood exploration activity gets young people thinking about their garden's place in the community.
We're going to see if we can find everybody's house.
Examining neighborhood maps and aerial photographs can be a good way to get started. It's sometimes a challenge to get your bearings, but it's always interesting to look at things from a different point of view.
I know, you can't tell which one is this one.
It can be an adventure to explore the neighborhood around the community garden.
I really enjoy the neighborhood exploration. I try to go on them every chance I get.
To see how nothing exists in isolation and that the garden is part of the neighborhood and the neighborhood is part of the garden.
This is our grapevine. Like, we have grapevine.
Kids can show off their own family gardens and develop a new appreciation for things that they may never have noticed before.
Yeah, they have a pond and it has frogs.
A visit to a neighborhood store offers a chance to touch and feel all sorts of fruits and vegetables.
All of a sudden, we had a teachable moment to talk about where the different produce comes from.
Who knows where these probably came from? Florida.
And a rest stop in a neighborhood park can spark a conversation about what open space and fresh air mean to people in urban areas, and whether urban gardens might provide some of the same benefits. During the garden hike, young people collect data about a particular garden by talking with a knowledgeable guide and making their own observations.
Where do you get your water supply?
We get our water supply from the Korean folks.
As the youth are walking around the garden and they notice things, they're asking the gardener, their guide for the day, where is the garden? How long has it been in existence? How many people are involved? What kind of structures do you find in the garden? What kind of plants are grown in the garden? What is the ethnicity of the people involved and what kind of languages do they speak?
We did the National Garden Inventory and we had to say all the nationalities. I think we checked just about every box.
Young people can enter their garden hike data into the Community Garden Inventory online and see data from other gardens all over North America. Garden Garden Mosaics takes advantage of the fresh air, beauty, and cooperative spirit of the community garden to bring generations and cultures together.
Well, I love to help them. And I always tell them, anybody wants any help, let me know and I'll do the best I can to help them.
It's a challenge. You never know what to expect when you get the generations together.
When I got there, I'm like, well, how old are you? I'm like, oh my God. And they told me like 70 years old.
Last year when I first approached them to having the kids there, the answer was an absolute no. We don't want any kids in the garden.
As we began going, we began to build a relationship with them, and so now they actually look forward to us coming out, and we enjoy it.
And they glad to see young people like us to come around.
Because in the future, after we go on, they can carry on, which is good for them.
You learn a whole lot from them. It's nice for a person to ask you something that what they don't know, and you can tell them and they take interest in that. It is very nice.
The younger people and the older people working together is really the basis of the program.
To the kids, I'm old. To the gardeners, I'm a kid, so. So we got at least 3 generations going there.
Through working alongside and learning from elders in their own community, youth involved in Garden Mosaics realize that there are many caring and knowledgeable adults all around them. The Gardener's Story provides a chance for young people to question elders about their gardens, their cultures, and their lives.
Joe, Mr. Joe, where are you originally from?
New York. I'm originally from South Carolina, and I was born and raised on a farm.
¿Y a dónde tú vienes?
República Dominicana.
In the gardener interview, you try to get the children to understand the interview process.
So what age did you start at?
So I started when I was very, very young. Your age is when I started.
Okay.
What was your question?
How many people eat the plants you grow?
When you're sitting down and communicating with a person, you're trying to find out what their story is and about their garden, but you're doing so much more than that.
There's so many things that gardeners can pass down to us that you can't find in a book.
We're going out learning different techniques that the African Americans and the Korean gardeners, they use their different styles that they do.
It's getting knowledge from people rather than from a textbook.
Science pages offer yet another way for participants to learn about the scientific principles underlying the garden.
Science pages are available so that as the youth and the environmental educator go through the program and they come across things that maybe the youth question, you know, what am I finding in the soil? Ah, well, there's a science page. Let's go and download that science page and we can read about it.
Young people conduct action projects in cooperation with elder gardeners to benefit the gardens and the community.
Action projects can really be anything that the children come up with on their own. It's very loosely defined, but that gives you a lot of freedom as an educator.
We've been weeding this garden for Carl, this really nice man, because he hasn't been able to work in it. So we're here to help him out. It makes me feel good to help people.
We realize that there's places that need help. We have help, and so the action project for me is a way for us to take the knowledge that we've been gaining and put it to very concrete use that everyone can appreciate.
Weed Watch offers people of all ages the chance to be part of a real scientific study.
Weeds have gotten a bad reputation.
Youth and adults can gather data and submit it online to Cornell University scientists who are developing ways to control weeds in urban gardens.
The participants in the Garden Mosaics project are going to be key here because we really would appreciate having some data and collecting real data that people like myself, researchers, could make use of. I'd like to know what kind of weeds are associated with which crop. When, in what part of the country is this happening? All of these questions have important biological and ecological ramifications.
A harvest party gives everyone in the neighborhood a chance to share in the food and the sense of community that have been growing all season.
This was a nice one, I think. Yeah. We have a nice time sitting down eating fresh vegetables. So I think it turned out nice. Enjoy eating. I think the rest of the people are enjoying it too. And it's beautiful.
Oh, we enjoy them kids. Hope we can get the same kids back next year. If we can't, send us some more.
Learning from each other, enjoying each other, and it's what the Garden Mosaics program is all about.
Garden Mosaics shows us that gardens of all kinds are places where people and plants can grow together.
We just learn more and more and more as we go along.
This program was made possible in part by the National Science Foundation, America's investment in the future.